Whew. Okay, so I haven't done one of these in a while, and I feel inclined to due to the fact that we haven't had a Silent Hill game in over a decade. And that's not including PT. With PT, it's been a decade. So yeah, Silent Hill the short message just shadow dropped today. And honestly, I'm just gonna lay it out there. If you want to play it, play it. It's free. You don't need a review. If you're interested, if you like Silent Hill, definitely give this a shot. Now, that's the money side of things. What about, is it worth your time? Well, thankfully, it's pretty short. I beat this in about 2 hours, and it is a free experience, and this is just a taste. Yes, we have that Silent Hill interactive TV show, but this is a full-blown game. This is the first game in a long time. I'm gonna be spoiler-free, but I am gonna just touch on the actual messages of the game. And well, this is Silent Hill. Very teen angst Silent Hill, but very much Silent Hill. Graphics-wise, it looks good. You know, it does drop frames here and there. I think it runs at 30 FPS normally, but the overall art style is what really shines here. And yeah, this is Silent Hill. At least the Silent Hill that I remember from 1 through 4. It feels like you're stepping into just a dark, horrific landscape that you don't want to be in. But you know what? You deserve to be in. Now, besides that, the music is phenomenal. I mean, this is when good music really like kicks in. It becomes part of the atmosphere. It wasn't distracting. It wasn't, like it faded in the background. It worked with everything. It was just ominous, and it felt perfect. Now, besides that, let's talk about the actual gameplay. And yeah, gameplay-wise, it's essentially Silent Hill 1 through 4, just sans the combat. You just walk around trying to piece together everything. You're picking up items, you're picking up notes, you're picking up things, and every now and then you're gonna get chased by a freaking terrifying... I gotta be honest, this thing actually jump scared me every now and then. It's not, I actually love the design of the character, but it takes a lot for me to actually get scared in video games because I've played Resident Evil in VR. But this one, if I turned the corner and there she was, oh yeah, I was like, oh Jesus Christ. I literally would actually have a legitimate jump scare. And not those cheap ones where it just guns in your face. It's like, oh, I took the wrong corner. Oh crap, there she is. No, run. Like this actually had me tense. I actually felt the good old-fashioned vibe of survival horror. Even though, again, you're not really, using weapons or anything like that, so it's not really survival, but it definitely encapsulates that vibe of classic horror. And I absolutely love that aspect. And that is exactly what a Silent Hill game should be. Yes, it needs combat. That's a good old-fashioned Silent Hill staple. But to be honest, if you go back and play Silent Hill 2, you can pretty much beat that game without killing really anything. I mean, the boss fights are essentially optional. The weapons are there to fend off, assailants and enemies and monsters. But it's not a huge part of the game. And this one does a good job of capturing that. On top of that, this game utilizes the dualsense in a pretty obvious way if you've played Silent Hill before. Yes, it does have some decent haptic feedback. It does not utilize the triggers at all, but the speaker's utilized in the same way that the radio was in Silent Hill 1, 2, and 3. Whenever the enemy is close by, you will hear a garbled mess of static and frequencies. And occasionally some laughing, and that really is creepy. I personally really like when games do this, and there's a good reason why that this is probably going to become a PS5 exclusive. Because just that one small aspect definitely adds to the overall immersion. Besides that, what about the story? I'm just going to lay it out there. I'm not going to spoil anything, but it delves deep into the idea of suicide and survivor's guilt and how, look, if suicide is a tough subject for you to think about, probably pass on this game. But if you want to just see the other side of that, how a person could possibly start going through that, how just the mental capacity of someone breaking down after someone has done something like that. And I'll just say it from personal experience, I've known people that have done this. And I gotta be honest, this does a pretty good job of showing how helpless a person can be in this situation. Again, this is a Silent Hill game. It's meant to be scary, but also It's supposed to get an emotional reaction out of you. All in all, the scares, the music, the vibe, the graphics, everything here is damn well done. And for free, this really gives me hope in the sense that, well, Silent Hill is coming back. And if this is the creator said, a taste of what's to come, this is pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie. Now, if at any point you don't like yes, this is very, I guess, Gen Z because of the actual, the phone aspect and all that stuff. Dude, let that shit go. They're kind of pandering to, the younger generation. Yeah, they are. I mean, that's what generation we live in. They use their phones. I mean, in the 90s, apparently it was completely normal just to walk around with a freaking tiny little radio in your side pocket while you're hearing it to freaking listen to it for goddamn monsters. It's technology. Technology has always been a huge part of Silent Hill, and it works really well here because of the whole texting, and you're not really sure who's on the other side of that text, and how social media defines someone's status. Just how people are so just hung up on getting likes and getting followers and all that stuff. And it's like, that's a real thing that a lot of kids are dealing with now. Hell, not even kids, there's adults that deal with that shit constantly. And it definitely does psychological harm to some people. And this is a good showcase of that. So, with all that being said, if this interests you, go play it. If you've already played it and you're just watching this review just to, find someone who maybe has the same thoughts as you, well, glad you're here. But yeah, if this is an omen for what's to come, hell yeah, I'm all in. Konami, you're back. What the hell took you so long? And I hope that Silent Hill 2, because I've also seen the trailer for that, because it dropped the same day, gets better, because as much as I enjoyed this game, I'm hoping I love that one, because that is Silent Hill 2. Don't mess it up.